Hello, welcome to this week's episode. Today I'm in some woodland. Intended to go to the beach. It was cloudy and raining, so I decided to go inland. And a lovely old woodland, which is interspersed with pine, elm, and some oak. So, with a little bit of damp conditions, it's not looking too bad. Let's see what we can get. Roll intro. So if we look at the camera, I'm going to focus on this tree here. I'm not sure about the two of them. They may be competing, although they do fill the middle space. It's quite symmetrical as a composition. I like this gnarly branch up the top here. And this one coming out is a bit of a problem. The light colours in the background are quite nice. I like kind of these there, and I've got another branch here which kind of counteracts that. Not sure, I'm going to shoot it anyway just to get into the mood of it, and we'll see how we go.
Hello, this is me, back at the studio. Unfortunately, we had a big technical problem with the audio on this particular clip. You can see the transmitter there, hopefully fixed firmly to my lapel, turned on, doing a brilliant job of sending the audio off across the waves, the airwaves, to a receiver. Unfortunately, the receiver wasn't connected to the camera. It's lying somewhere in that wood. So if you come across a Rode Wireless Go receiver with some cables connected to it, that will be mine. What I'm trying to say in this particular bit though, and the reason I'm going to share this with you is this is probably my favourite photograph of the day. I'm moaning a little bit about trying to find some separation. The whole woodland was very messy, and I don't mean that in a literal way. I mean that it was full of forest debris, lots of branches fallen down, lots of bits of twigs and all sorts of stuff, which I found very difficult to try and isolate. This particular angle was quite good. In the end, I get some really nice light in the tree in the middle of the frame there. Focused on the closest tree using an aperture of f4 to try and give a little bit of depth by using a little bit of depth of field. I'll see what you think of the photograph. It's coming up. You'll see in a minute on this particular clip some light just flashing on and off. We literally had about 10 seconds of it, and one of those flashes of light involved me taking some pictures. So see what you think. Let's go back now over to me back in the woodland.
So I'm going to give myself a little bit of space around the edge of the frame for this. The plan is that I'm going to crop this 16 by 9 probably, something panoramic-y, and probably play with a preset. So I want to cut out the light background, which I can't do much about. What's attracted me to the shot is the light coming in from the road, which is just there onto the side of these trees. I've composed it so that, in fact I'll show you on the camera. I've composed it so that none of the branches are in the way, and we've got these four here. There's a little gap here between these two, and I want to include this oak tree and the holly tree, and there's a dead branch around that, a dead tree around the back there. This branch here coming in as well, as well as something down here, just to give the composition, it's got some interest right away along. A little bit of space either side to allow me to crop and straighten it. I like the leaves and just hanging on the trees here. Actually altogether quite a nice little shot. So we'll shoot this and then we'll have a little play and see if I can maybe compose it slightly differently. The other thing I really like about Fuji cameras is that you can adjust, oops, go there, you can adjust the colour of them. So we can go vivid, we can go veil. I quite like Astia, but you can actually go to Acros. It shows you what you're getting. Not really, don't like that. No, not for me. Oh, I don't know, actually. Not so bad now I've seen it again. Let's go to Acros Red. Of course I can play with these in Lightroom because the Lightroom presets, the Fuji presets are in the Lightroom embedded in with a raw file, so I could actually do this later on, but I'm just having a look while I'm here to see what it looks like. I may go with vivid actually. Let's try that. Good. Oh God, getting old. Well, today's been pretty hard actually. I really found it difficult. I'm quite sure why. I think there's a saying in the UK that goes, and it might be other places, that you can't see the wood through the trees. I think there's so many trees here, all of which are beautiful, to be fair. Some really lovely ones, like where I'm looking now, and this whole thing's beautiful, isn't it? You know, but trying to separate it out is not easy when they're so close together. You need either sort of mist or some strong light, and I definitely haven't had the mist, but whether there's any strong light's done the job. Not really sure. Taking a couple, as you've seen. I'm going to play with a few little abstracts. There's some lovely gnarly bark. There's some trees with moss over them, which look decent. But I'm not really feeling the love. I think what I'm going to do is carry on and maybe have a look at these on the computer and see what we come up with. I think with everything we're talking today, it's about learning, isn't it? You know. So as long as I learn from this, as long as I can analyse the pictures subjectively, in other words, don't involve myself in the actual emotion of taking it. Look at it from a distant point of view, then hopefully will learn something, and that will improve my photography, and that's what it's all about. That said, I don't want this to sound like a bit of a moan session, because I mean, the sun's now out and it's a Monday afternoon and I'm out in a wood. I mean, it smells amazing, it's gorgeous, great to be out and about, even if it's a little bit chilly, but when the sun comes out it's really nice. But this old woodland, I mean, it's been blown about quite a lot as well. I don't know whether this tree's falling down in some gales, but there's an awful lot of twigs and branches, and the whole landscape looks very kind of messy. So I did find somewhere this morning actually which would, unfortunately, was raining, and it looked like it was going to rain for the next 2 hours, so I decided to move on. But that place looks lovely, so I'm going to try and plan to go and see that. If there was the mist in that, then that would be beautiful. It looked really, really lovely. So not a complete waste of day. I'll show the images on the screen and see what you think, and if I take any more on the way back to the car, I'll obviously share them with you as well. So a few abstracts, a few images from earlier on in the day.
Through the fields of our paths, feelings part our ways, keeping us close but estranged now. Dreams holding us closer, meadows of our youth, 107